Continuing his tour of West Africa, President Ramaphosa gave the keynote address at the annual Dakar International Forum on Peace and Security. Keeping with the theme, the challenge of stability and emergence in Africa in a post-COVID-19 world, Ramaphosa laid out the lessons Africa has learned in the last year of the pandemic, including the need to improve the continent's health systems, trade more with each other, and strengthen self-reliance in manufacturing of pharmaceutical products.
We have to strengthen measures towards self-reliance as a people of Africa and as the entire continent, particularly when it comes to access to vaccines. However, vaccine nationalism and inequitable access has resulted in less than, I would say, 7% of the continent's population being vaccinated today. What continues to greatly disadvantage us is that our local vaccine manufacturing capability covers only 1% of vaccines needed on the continent. We are optimistic that the Partnership for African Vaccine Manufacturing, launched earlier this year, will indeed help us to achieve the goal of increasing vaccine manufacturing to more than 60% by 2020.
Ramaphosa warned that unless rich countries urgently stop blocking a proposed patent waiver for coronavirus vaccines and allow poor countries access to technology needed to produce the vaccines at home, then the pandemic would continue to have devastating effects globally.
All that India and South Africa proposed is that just waive this requirement at the WTO for a while, to enable countries that have the capability on the African continent to manufacture these vaccines. And up till now, they are refusing to do so. And this is disappointing, particularly from those who call themselves our partners.
He described as vaccine appetite the ongoing inequitable distribution of vaccines, which has denied the world's poorest people vaccines, even as developed countries now administer booster shots.
Firstly, they hoarded vaccines. They ordered more vaccines than their populations required. And when we wanted vaccines, they just kept, giving us the crumbs from their table. And the greed that they demonstrated is something that is quite disappointing indeed, particularly when they say they are our partners, because our lives in Africa are just as important as their lives in Europe, in North America, and all over.
Together with his host, President Macky Sall, they condemned the ongoing travel red list for Southern African countries.
Isolating a country which has sequenced a new variant and who has shown transparency is not only a discrimination, but it is also counterproductive.
This new ban is going to devastate the economies in Southern Africa that are so much dependent on tourism. And they go against precisely what was agreed at the G20 meeting in Italy earlier this year, where it was said that we must open up travel so that the travel and the tourism industry can recover. Instead of doing so, they are closing it. And this is hypocrisy of the worst sort and must come to an end.
On peace and security, Ramaphosa called for international community support to end insurgency in Mozambique, indicating that would boost ongoing efforts by African countries. Senegal marks the end of his four-nation West African tour. Sarah Kimani, SABC News, Kenya.